You brought up gaming there. I did want to kind of talk about,
Yeah.
like, whilst Odin is not just for gaming, that is something where I have
Yes.
heard a lot of discussion around Odin with gaming using, Raylib. I don't know. What do you want to say regarding some of the use cases people have for Odin?
Yeah, so Odin is general purpose. Like, you can literally make anything in it if you wanted. You could make an operating system if you wanted to kernel. You could make a web browser. Very difficult, but it would take you a decade. But you could do it. But many
That's just
people like
making a
making games in
browser.
it. That's just making a browser. Like, well done guys for doing like the Ladybird browser. They are going through as they can, and they're getting there. And they're going to be like what, the fourth browser and I say fourth, it's technically the second browser, because all the rest are based on each other from like all the roots, aren't they? At the end of the day,
Yeah, all the
like,
other
they
ones
all
died.
are.
Like IE's dead. Then Edge,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah, so
Fault of
now-
IE's dead. Opera's dead.
Yeah. Now all of them that exist is you've got Chromium, WebKit, and Mozilla, right? So I'm just using that as so Gecko, I should say.
Sure.
And technically, all of them are based on like Spring, like they're literally forks of older. I think you like Mosaic and stuff like the much. I may be wrong, people tell me again, but like they literally are forks of much older web browsers. So effectively, they all got the same root in many ways. I can't remember exactly, but it goes.
Both WebKit and Chrome stem off of KHTML, which was the KDE KDE browser project from decades ago. So. There's also that.
It's all levels of. There's not
Sorry,
actually many web
specifically
browsers
Blink.
out there.
The Blink rendering engine. Like, for anyone who wants to get pedantic about it.
Blink, that's going back some time. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
I forgot about Blink. But yeah, so stuff like that. So clearly, when Ladybird comes out, finally we've got another engine that's from scratch, and it actually helps with stuff. But again, we're going back to Odin can be developed for games, and many people actually think Odin is specifically for making games with. And this does make me laugh, because when she says, "Oh, Odin's only good at making games," which the reason why it makes me laugh is Odin's games are the most general purpose thing you could ever do. Like, they cover every type of programming known to man. And if you're saying that's great, thank you very much. The biggest compliment you've ever given me. Thank you so much. But again, it's one of those people, as you're saying, with Raylib. People use Odin to use Raylib because you download Odin, it comes bundled with Raylib already, because we vendor Raylib as a package in there, and then you can just start using it and it works. In fact, all you have to do is start writing it and then do Odin build dot, and that's done. You don't have an external build system, because the build system is within the code itself. It's just magic for you, does all the linking for you, and it's just so easy and quick iteration to do things. And that's just the start of it. Like, literally, it's just easy to download. Everything works. Everything's all packaged together, all vendored. And it's been tailored for the language as well. And then Odin has many different features within the language that make it such a pleasant experience compared to, let's say, using Raylib from C directly. Like, again, we've got proper array types, like dynamic arrays, so you can just keep appending to things if you wanted. We've got hash maps you need. We've got proper string formatting. You don't have to just use printf. In C style, we've got runtime type safety on the string formatting. We've got array programming. This means you can multiply arrays together and matrices and swizzling and all that magical stuff. There's a lot of little things where you go, oh my God, this actually feels like a really high level language, or even feels like I'm writing in like a shadier language. But you're not. You're doing something which, honestly, no other language is really caring to that level, and they're not, to give that lovely ergonomic experience. And that's one thing about Odin when I'm designing it is it is ergonomic, extremely ergonomic. And usually most people say Odin is extremely comfy to use. And that is a lot of design, a lot of iteration, and understanding how people use things. And that's all the point of ergonomics is. It's about designing for humans. And that's what a program language is for. It's not for computers necessarily. It's for humans.
I did see it.
Yeah.
I did see a crazy comment. It's like, going back to AI from earlier, I did see a crazy comment.
Go ahead.
Someone was like, it's just a little side tangent. Someone was saying, oh, it doesn't matter if the code's ugly because code's not made for people anyway, it's made for the computer. If your entire development mindset is based around the LLM doing everything for you, you know,
I can understand where this mindset comes from, because they're like, well, I'm programming so I can then make the computer do the thing. So therefore, it's for the computer. But it's not. Like, these are high-level abstractions which are for people. to deal with.
That's what
so
the point of
then
the
they
compiler
can
is.
manipulate the computer. That's the whole point of the compiler. Like, it's not like if you're saying just computers, I'm like, great, we'll all be von Neumann and we just write in machine code directly. And because anything other than that's just a waste of time. Because von Neumann was that smart and didn't understand that people weren't as smart as him. Yeah, but that's where it goes to. But again, this is the thing, is when you try and make it a very complete experience, like a lot of times some things are just completely invisible as well. Like you don't even realize they've been solved because they're not problems to you anymore. And again, what's it saying, like that build experience, I can just do Odin build dot, like the current directory. Just works. Or even Odin run dot and just run the current directory. It builds it, runs the executable, and it works. It's a very pleasant experience. There's no external build system needed most of the time, in the vast majority of times of most projects. Even the stuff we have at work, Django Effects, which is really complicated programs, I can just do Odin run dot. That's our entire program, it runs. That's how simple it is. It builds, runs, and it builds in, I think at work now, I've got it down to about a second on my machine. So I can build Imogen, which is 500,000 lines of code in a second. Done. It's wonderful. Yeah.
That certainly makes things easy to test that if you're building. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, build speeds are really important. I think there's a lot of people don't realize, again, ergonomics, this iteration time is very important. And build speeds are a really important aspect of that because you can iterate quicker. If you don't have to wait, like if you're dealing with Rust has some long compile times and you can be waiting a while, or even like C++ if we're not even have to go to a more modern language. I remember some of my colleagues, some of them are C++ programs, they go, oh, I love how fast Odin is. And at the time when they were saying this, I thought, oh, it's really slow. It's taking 5 seconds to compile and they're used to 5 minutes. Now I've gotten that time down further and further now. So they're really happy it's even faster. But it's just this levels of like, people put up with really slow stuff. And then it kind of changes your way of thinking as well about a problem. Because if you have to just wait, you go, I don't know, have a cup of coffee or you go out for a little walk or something while everything's compiling. And then you're not thinking about the problem anymore. Well, if you can there's a quicker iteration time. Oh, I can actually be more productive. Much more. And that's all about ergonomics. It's about designing for humans.
Okay. I was gonna ask you, like, is that like part of the philosophy in how the language is designed? Like this designing for humans, this ergonomics? And if so, like,
Yes.
what are the other sort of design principles you have here?
The design principles in general, it's just usually, again, as I said, this very conservative approach to design is saying like, look, what approaches we know work, and then just do that. But sometimes they don't work. Like, for instance, if we have this interacting with another idea, they may not be coherent ideas. So you have to kind of like, when you're designing things, the number one goal is always to be coherent. And then aim for consistency. But if you have to choose between coherency and consistency, I choose coherency every single time. And this is kind of, again, there's all these little design goals. It's like, okay, as I said, ergonomics. What problems do people actually have? Solve that specifically. And once you see that, understand that idea, you'll see there's a certain pattern throughout Odin, the language itself. A great example of this is Odin doesn't have operator loading or stuff like that. And you'd be going like, but I want to be able to add my own data structures and such. It's like, well, Odin's took the other approach going, well, what's the actual data structures you need? Well, we've just added them in the language directly. Not in the core library, in the language. So we've got your arrays, you've got your dynamic arrays, you've got your hash maps. They're in there, you know? And they've got... And this thing is where we actually add the stuff that people, what they would have normally used, say, operator overloading for, and just implement those things directly. Like, oh, I wanted it for array method. Well, guess what? You can just add 2 arrays together. It works and does it element-wise. They go, oh yeah, but I also want to do, one other one is saying like, I also wanted quaternions or complex numbers. I'm like, guess what? They're in the language as well. So there's all these little things where it seems like, oh, it just seems a bit ad hoc to add all them in. It's like, well, it's not ad hoc. It's more of like, what do people use this problem space for and do that? Rather, allowing that generalized solution, we say operator overloading, to open a Pandora's box. Because I have seen actual horror shows of people doing operator overloading where you go, what have you done? You've overloaded the multiplication operator and now it turns on a toaster. What?